What would you do if you discovered the person hurting your family was hiding in plain sight? For weeks I wrestled with that question, my heart heavy with suspicion and dread. My name is Harold, a retired carpenter who's seen enough of life's rough edges to know when something's not right. My granddaughter, Lily, only 10, had been coming home from school quieter than usual, her bright eyes dulled, her laughter gone. At first I thought it was just a phase, kids change, don't they? But then I saw the bruises on her arms, faint but unmistakable, and the way she flinched when I asked about her day. Something was wrong and I was determined to find out what. Lily's mother, my daughter Sarah, had been dating a man named Ethan for nearly a year. He was charming, the kind of guy who could talk his way into anyone's good graces. Clean-cut, always smiling, always quick with a joke. But there was something about him I never trusted, a glint in his eye that felt more like a blade than a spark. Sarah adored him, and I didn't want to stir trouble without proof. Still, I watched him closely, especially around Lily. She'd always been a sensitive girl, quick to trust, slow to heal. If Ethan was involved in her sudden change, I'd find out. It started with small clues. Lily stopped wanting to go to the park after school, a place she used to beg to visit. She'd make excuses, saying she was tired or had homework, but her eyes told a different story, fearful, darting, like she was hiding from something. One day I found a crumpled note in her backpack. "Stay out of my way, or you'll be sorry." The handwriting was sloppy, but the threat was clear. My blood ran cold. When I asked Lily about it, she clammed up, tears welling, and whispered, "It's nothing, Grandpa." But I knew better. Someone was bullying her, and I wasn't about to let it slide. I started keeping a closer eye on her routine. Every afternoon, I'd walk her home from school, scanning the playground, the streets, the faces of the other kids. Nothing stood out until I noticed Ethan picking her up one day when Sarah was working late. He was all smiles, but Lily shrank into herself, her shoulders hunched, her gaze fixed on the ground. I didn't confront him then. I needed proof, not just a gut feeling. So I waited, watched, and listened. Weeks passed and the pieces started coming together. Lily's stories about mean kids at school didn't add up. Her teachers said she was well-liked, with no reports of bullying. But the bruises kept appearing, and her nightmares grew worse. One night, I overheard her sobbing to Sarah about someone scaring her at the park. Sarah brushed it off, saying kids exaggerate, but I knew Lily wasn't making this up. I started lingering at the park myself, sitting on a bench with a newspaper, pretending to read while I watched. Yesterday everything changed. It was a chilly afternoon, the kind where the wind bites just enough to keep you alert. I was at the park, tucked behind a tree, when I saw Ethan and Lily. She was sitting on a swing alone, her head down. Ethan approached, his smile gone, replaced by a sneer I'd never seen him show around Sarah. He leaned in close, his voice low but sharp. I couldn't hear the words, but Lily's face crumpled, her small hands gripping the swing's chains. Then he grabbed her arm, hardened. I saw her wince. That was it. I'd seen enough. I stepped out, my voice steady but burning with rage. "Ethan, let her go. Now." He froze, his face snapping back to that practice charm, but it was too late. I'd caught him red-handed. He stammered, claiming he was just talking to her, but Lily's tears told the truth. I took her hand and walked her home, my heart breaking with every step. When we got there, I sat Sarah down and told her everything: Lily's bruises, the note, the way Ethan's mask had slipped. Sarah was devastated, but she believed me. She believed Lily. Ethan was gone by morning, out of their lives for good. Today Lily smiled for the first time in weeks. It was small, fragile, but real. I don't know what drove Ethan to hurt a child, to hide his cruelty behind a smile. But I know this: family is worth fighting for. I'll spend every day rebuilding Lily's trust, her laughter, her light. And I'll never stop watching, because love means standing guard, even when the danger comes from within your own circle.